Black played King h5. Pause the video to find out White's response. Rook b5. White is setting up to play King f4. King takes h4. King takes f5. King g3. King e5. King f2. King takes d5 and establish a winning position. King g6 move preferred by black. King e3. King f6. King d4. King g6. King takes d5. King h5. King e5. King takes h4. King takes f5. King g3. King e5. White is looking to play King d6. King f2. King c7. Rook g8. Pawn promotes to queen at b8. Rook takes b8. King takes b8 and put immense pressure on the opponent. King f3 was chosen by black. King d6. King e4. King c7. White might go for King takes b8 and dominate the board. Rook f8 was chosen by black. Pawn promotes to queen at b8. White's idea is to play queen takes f8 and secure a stronghold in the game. Rook takes b8 was chosen by black. Rook takes b8. King f3. White is clearly ahead. Let's go to the next game. White made a move. King g4. Pause the video and try to predict black's next move. King e7. King g5. White is setting up to play King takes g6 and secure a stronghold in the game. Pawn c5 was chosen by black. King f4. King e6. King e4. King d6. King d3. King c6. King e4. Pawn c4. Pawn h4. King b5. Black is looking to play King b4. King d4. Pawn c3. King e5. Pawn c2. King f6. Pawn promotes to queen at c1 and increase their advantage significantly. King e3 was chosen by white. King b4. King f4. Pawn c3. Black might go for Pawn c2. Pawn h5. Pawn promotes to queen at c1 check and take decisive advantage. King e3 played by white. King b3. Pawn f4. Pawn c2. King e4. Pawn promotes to queen at c1. Black intends to play Queen e1 check. King d5. Queen takes h4 and dominate the board. On h5 black is dominating the board. Let's go to the next game. White made a move. On h6 pause the video and try to find black's next move. Rook takes f2 check. King g1. Rook c2. Black is looking to play on f3. King f1. On g2 check. King g1. Rook c1 check. King f2. Pawn promotes to queen at g1 check and gain a significant edge. Rook g7 move preferred by white. King e4. King f1. King f3. Black intends to play Rook c1 mate and put immense pressure on the opponent. King e1 played by white. Rook e2 check. King d1. Rook h2. Black might go for Rook takes h6 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Rook g6 played by white. On g2. On a6. White is setting up to play on a7. King f2. Pawn promotes to queen at a8. Pawn promotes to queen at g1 check. Rook takes g1 and increase their advantage significantly. Rook takes h6 played by black. On a7. Rook h1 check. King d2. White is looking to play. Pawn promotes to queen at a8 check. King f2. Queen takes g to mate and dominate the board. Rook a1 move preferred by black. Rook g7. Rook a2 check. King d3. Rook takes a7. Rook takes a7. Pawn promotes to queen at g1. Black wants to play, queen takes a7, and seize the initiative. Rook a5. Black is dominating the board. Let's go to the next game. Black just played. Bishop takes d6. Pause the video to figure out white's next move. Black's idea is to play bishop takes e5 check and secure a stronghold in the game. Pawn takes d6 move preferred by white. Queen takes c4. Queen f3. White is preparing to play. Pawn d7. Pawn e5. Pawn promotes to rook at d8 check and secure a stronghold in the game. Queen b5 played by black. Queen a8 check. King h7. Queen e4 check. King h8. Queen takes e6. Queen f1. Queen e8 check. King h7. Queen e4 check. Pawn g6. Queen b7 check. King g8. Pawn d7. Queen f4 check. Pawn g3. Queen d2 check. Queen g2. White is preparing to play. Pawn promotes to queen at d8 check. King f7. Queen d7 check. King f8. Queen takes d2. Pawn g5. Queen a2. Pawn d3. Queen a8 mate and increase their advantage significantly. Queen g5 played by black. Queen a8 check. King f7. Pawn promotes to queen at d8. White intends to play. Queen b7 check. King e6. Queen bd7 check. King e5. Queen d5 mate and put immense pressure on the opponent. Queen takes d8 was chosen by black. Queen takes d8. King e6. White is in a commanding position. Let's go to the next game. White made a move. King c4. Pause the video to figure out black's next move. King d7. King d4. Pawn g5. Black considers playing, pawn takes h4, and gain a significant edge. Pawn takes g5 move preferred by white. Pawn takes g5. Pawn takes g5. Pawn h4. Black considers playing. Pawn h3. Pawn f4. Pawn h2. Pawn f5. Pawn takes f5 and seize the initiative. King e3 move preferred by white. White is setting up to play. King f2. King d6. King g2. King e5. King h3. King f5. King takes h4 and take decisive advantage. Pawn e5 was chosen by black. Black is aiming to play. King e7. King f2. King e6. Pawn g6. King f6. King f1. King takes g6 and seize the initiative. King f2 played by white. White might go for King g2. King e6. King h3. King f5. King takes h4 and secure a stronghold in the game. King e6 played by black. King g2. White wants to play. King h3. King f5. King takes h4 and take decisive advantage. King f5 played by black. King h2. King takes g5. King h3. King h5. King G2. King G6. King G1. King G5. King G2. King F4. Black's idea is to play King E3. King H3. King takes F3. King takes H4. King E3. King G3. King takes D3, and take decisive advantage. King H3 was chosen by white. King takes F3. King takes H4. King E3. King G3. King takes D3. King F2. White is on the verge of defeat. Let's go to the next game. White just played Rook takes H6. Pause the video to figure out Black's next move. Rook F5. Black is preparing to play Rook takes F7 and dominate the board. Bishop E8 played by white. King E3. Black is aiming to play Knight D3. Rook F6. Rook takes F6. Bishop B5. Rook F1. Bishop A6. Rook C1 mate and increase their advantage significantly. Bishop D7 was chosen by white. White is looking to play Bishop takes F5 and secure a stronghold in the game. Rook G5 was chosen by black. Black might go for Rook G2. Rook G6. Rook H2. Rook G3 check. King D4. Bishop H3. Knight takes H3 check and put immense pressure on the opponent. Rook G6 was chosen by white. White is looking to play Rook takes G5 and dominate the board. Rook takes H5 was chosen by black. Rook G1. Knight D3. King B1. Rook H2. Bishop G4. Rook B2 check. King A1. Rook F2. On C5. Knight takes C5. Bishop H5. King F4. Black is planning to play on E3. King B1. Knight E4. Rook G4 check. King E5. Rook G7. Knight C3 check. King C1. Knight takes A2 check and seize the initiative. Bishop D1 move preferred by white. Knight E6. Bishop G4. Knight D4. Bishop D1. Knight B5. Black might go for Knight C3. Rook G4 check. King E5. Rook takes E4 check. Knight takes E4 and secure a stronghold in the game. Rook G8 move preferred by white. King E3. Rook G3 check. King D4. Black is looking to play Rook F1. King B1. Knight C3 check. King C2. Rook F2 check. Bishop E2. Rook takes E2 check and seize the initiative. Bishop C2 was chosen by white. Rook takes C2. King B1. Black has a decisive advantage. Let's go to the next game. White just played King G3. Pause the video to figure out Black's next move. King D6. King G2. On F5. On takes F5. King E7. On F4. White considers playing pawn takes E5 and take decisive advantage. King F6 move preferred by black. Black is preparing to play pawn takes F4 and establish a winning position. King F3 move preferred by white. White might go for King E4. King G7. Pawn takes E5 and establish a winning position. King takes F5 move preferred by black. Pawn takes E5. King takes E5. King E3. King F5. Black considers playing King G4. King E4. On f6. King e3. King takes h4 and dominate the board. King f3 was chosen by white. On f6. King g3. King e4. King g2. King f4. King f1. King g4. King g2. King takes h4. On f3. King g5. Black is planning to play. King f4. King f2. On f5. King g2. King e3. King g3. On f4 check. King h4. King takes f3 and secure a stronghold in the game. King g3 was chosen by white. On h4 check. King h3. King f4. King takes h4. On f5. King h5. King takes f3. King g5. Black is dominating the board. Let's go to the next game. White played. King c3. Pause the video to analyze black's next move. King f5. Black is setting up to play. King takes g5 and take decisive advantage. King d3 was chosen by white. King f4. On b4. White intends to play. Pawn takes a5 and gain a significant edge. On takes b4 played by black. On c5. White is preparing to play. On c6. King takes g5. On c7. King f4. Pawn promotes to queen at c8 and increase their advantage significantly. King f5 move preferred by black. King d4. King e6. King e4. On b3. Black is planning to play. On b2. On c6. On promotes to queen at b1 check and gain a significant edge. King d3 was chosen by white. King d5. Black is looking to play. On b2. King c2. King takes c5. King takes b2. King b4. King c2. King takes a4 and dominate the board. On c6 was chosen by white. White considers playing. On c7. King e5. On promotes to queen at c8 and gain a significant edge. King takes c6 move preferred by black. King c3. King d5. King takes b3. King d4. Black is setting up to play. King d3. King b2. King c4. King c2. King b4. King d3. King takes a4 and dominate the board. King b2 was chosen by white. King c4. King c2. King b4. King d3. King takes a4. King c4. King a3. King c3. On a4. King c2. King b4. King b2. King c4. King a3. King d3. King takes a4. King e4. Black is setting up to play. King f5. King b3. King takes g5 and gain a significant edge. King b3 move preferred by white. King f4. King c2. King takes g5. King d2. White has no response. Let's go to the next game. White played. Pawn takes b3. Pause the video to find out black's response. White is preparing to play. Queen g4. Bishop takes d3 check. King f2. Bishop takes b1. Rook g8 mate and establish a winning position. Queen takes b3 was chosen by black. King f2. Queen c2 check. Queen e2. Queen takes e2 check. King takes e2. Rook b3. Rook takes h7. Bishop takes d3 check. King d2. White is looking to play. Rook h8 mate and put immense pressure on the opponent. King e8 was chosen by black. Black is preparing to play bishop takes b1 and increase their advantage significantly. Rook takes b2 was chosen by white. Rook takes b2 check. King takes d3. Rook f2. Black's idea is to play rook takes f6 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Rook h6 was chosen by white. Rook f3 check. King e2. Rook f4. Rook h8 check. King d7. Black is setting up to play rook takes e4 check and gain a significant edge. King e3 was chosen by white. King e6. On h4. On c4. Black is setting up to play king takes f6 and establish a winning position. Rook h6 move preferred by white. On c3. King d3. Rook takes e4. King takes c3. On d5. Black is preparing to play. On d4 check. King b4. Rook e2. King c4. Rook e3. Rook h8. Rook c3 check. King b5. King takes f6 and gain a significant edge. King d3 move preferred by white. Rook a4. Black wants to play. Rook a3 check. King e2. On d4. Rook h8. King takes f6 and take decisive advantage. King e2 was chosen by white. Rook a8. Black is planning to play. On d4. Rook h5. King takes f6 and establish a winning position. King f3 played by white. Rook d8. Rook h5. Rook g8. Black is looking to play king takes f6 and seize the initiative. Rook h7 was chosen by white. On d4. Black is aiming to play. Rook d8. Rook g7. Rook h8. Rook g4. King takes f6 and establish a winning position. On h5 move preferred by white. King takes f6. Rook h6 check. Black is in a commanding position. Let's go to the next game. Black made a move. Rook g2. Pause the video and try to find white's next move. Rook takes g7 check. King h8. Black is planning to play. Queen takes g3 check. Queen takes g3. Rook takes g3 check and establish a winning position. King h6 played by white. White's idea is to play. Queen b7. Queen takes h5 check. Knight takes h5. Rook g6 check. King takes g6. Rook f8. Rook h7 check. King g8. Queen g7 mate and dominate the board. Rook takes g3 move preferred by black. Rook takes g3. Rook b8. Black is aiming to play. On e2. Rook g7. On promotes to queen at e1 and dominate the board. Rook g2 played by white. White considers playing rook takes h2 and take decisive advantage. Queen h4 played by black. Rook g5. On e2. Black considers playing pawn promotes to queen at e1 and secure a stronghold in the game. Queen c6 was chosen by white. Queen takes f4. Queen c7. Queen takes g5 check. King takes g5. On promotes to queen at e1. Queen takes b8 check. King h7. Queen c7 check. King g8. Queen c8 check. King f7. Queen d7 check. King f8. Queen d8 check. King f7. Queen f6 check. King G8. Queen takes E6 check. King F8. Queen C8 check. King E7. Queen C7 check. King E6. Queen D6 check. King F7. Queen D7 check. King G8. Queen E8 check. King H7. Queen G6 check. King H8. King F6. Queen H4 check. King F7. Queen C4 check. On E6. Queen C7 check. On E7. Queen C4 check. King F8. Queen C8 check. On promotes to Queen at E8. Queen takes E8 check. Queen takes E8. King H7 white is clearly ahead. Let's go to the next game.